closer to the
You
end.
pluck it.
Closer to the end. All right, so closer to your mouth, right?
Mhm.
And the lower ones are when you're
So what happens if you change the
closer to your hand.
That's really loud.
Which means what?
Really, almost kind of quiet. It's not
High
like
pitch?
frost.
No, not high pitch. Well, it was kind of
I
high
don't know what it
pitch.
sounds
But-
like. It sounds
High
loud.
pitch and high volume.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm doing something
Wow.
Okay, alright. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go around the room and have you tell us something about your instrument that you learned, okay?
Okay. Let's start with Brady.
Well, the rubber band broke when I was playing it, but it still makes noise. I hold it and you flex it.
I hear a noise.
That's cool.
Okay.
And if I go really close, it doesn't make hardly any noise.
Okay, what if you change the distance just a little bit? What happens?
It gets really low, like if I was squatting down, or I'd be standing up.
Oh, okay. That's
Alright.
good. Way to associate that with what we did earlier. Very good.
What word comes to mind? What do you think changed when you pulled it farther apart?
That pitcher thing, the pitch.
The pitch, that's
Yeah,
right.
the word, yeah.
Right, yeah. The pitch changed. Right. Okay, and where did the high pitch come from?
And it was really tight. I don't know
So when you-
why. It came out of the rubber band.
Okay, all right. Well, let's see if we can make some more connections with that. Taylor, what did you find? Tell us something about the tongue depressor. Where's the straw? So you're trying to play it like a trumpet. Okay, all right.
Doesn't work.
All right. Can you change the pitch that way?
No,
No.
I can't. I mean, I try. I can't.
Okay. All right. All right. Can you make it go any louder than that?
Probably. I don't know if I could. No.
Okay. All right. Well, we don't want you to have your own light. So.
Can anybody show us another way of looking at blowing into the straw that makes a different type of sound?
He's good at the straw.
Okay. So try show us a different way of blowing into the straw.
What do you guys hear changing about that when he covers up the hole at the end?
Do you hear the pitch changing? What else do you hear changing? Oh, you can.
Kind of the volume.
Okay, volume. Okay. All right.
Yeah, the pitch.
Now, I saw that you had a really good way to make noise with that. Can you show us that?
Wow.
Yeah, it sounds like a whistle, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys notice that as he moved his finger away from his hand, what happened?
The noise went away. It got really low again. Right?
Did it?
So it actually got higher.
Oh wait, when it came closer, I had to like move it off of the straw. It got super duper high.
Get tickled. Can't do it.
So Kevin, what associations can you make between what John is doing with the straw and what Brandon was doing with the rubber band?
The further apart they are, the lower the pitch is.
Okay.
And the closer his hand was to his mouth, the higher the pitch was.
Okay. All right. So you
It
saw.
has to do with length.
Okay. All right.
Well, what was happening with his hands when he was playing the straw? How did
They
he get a
were
high pitch out of it?
moving
Moving it away.
closer to his mouth.
Right, so moving his hands away from each other, right?
Yeah.
It was the same thing with the rubber band, right?
I don't know, when I pulled it apart, it got loud or really high.
Right, it got really high pitched, right? And as he was moving his hands away from one another, right?
Yeah.
It got really high pitched, right?
Okay.
Okay. How about the tongue depressor? Did anybody figure that out?
You can hit it.
Okay, alright, so you can make kind of like a drum noise?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, alright. Alright, John and Kevin, right? They had,
I like the band.
so what are you doing to make noise with that?
Flicking it.
Flicking it, right? Flicking it like what? What else did you have to flick to make noise with?
The rubber band.
The rubber band, right. Right. And what did Josh flick to make noise? Guitar string, right? Okay, alright. What we can do for just a minute is come over, we made ourselves a door fiddle, and we're gonna try and use what we just learned to kind of guess about how that's gonna make some noise. So if you guys want to stand up and come over here real quick.
Put all your instruments back on the table. Don't take your instruments with you. Just leave them on the table.
The fiddle's on the string, you take a string and rubs it. Yeah. Loud now, it's really, my sister's bad, it hurts my ears.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, what do you think that stick that you're rubbing against the string is doing?
Running the string?
Okay. All right. And what's it doing to the string? What's it making the string do?
Move.
Shake. All right. It's making it shake, right? Vibrate, right? It's making the string vibrate. Okay. All right. So if we don't have a stick, all right. So what do you think we can do instead to make a sound using the string? Play it like the
Use the
guitar.
tongue depressor, yeah.
Play it like
Use
the
our
guitar. All right,
fingers.
John, do you wanna come play this fiddle real quick? How do you think you're gonna pluck this string? Does everybody hear the noise? Y'all can come closer.
Barely, it's really quiet.
All right. Y'all start to hear it a little bit better?
Can we put a zamp in here? Make it loud.
All right. Now, what do you think I can do to make the pitch change? Based on what you saw with the rubber band and with the straw.
Make it longer.
Move the block?
Move the block. Okay, all right. So to get a higher pitch, do you think I want to move the block higher or lower? Higher. Think higher?
Higher.
All right. Well, let's see if you're right. Sounds like you were right, right?
Yeah.
Pitch is starting to get a little bit higher. Okay. All right. So yeah. So definitely, it works the same way as the rubber band and with the straw, right, and with the guitar. So somebody said that the length was changing, right? The length is changing of the strings. So is that making it vibrate harder or not as hard? Do you think?
You're still plucking it the same way, right? So
Say again?
you're still plucking it the same way, so.
Right. Okay. So so it's still vibrating, right? And the string vibrating is what's causing the sound, right? And so, do you see as we're
String shorter, so it's probably vibrating faster.
right? Okay. All right. So see how it's vibrating a little bit harder, right? Okay, a little bit faster. All right. So it looks like to make a higher pitch, you have to make whatever you're plugging. What do you think?
Shorter?
Shorter. Okay, but that wasn't true with the rubber band, right? Right. We made it longer, right? So you guys. Okay. All right. Well, why don't y'all come back in here then?
I don't want to answer the question.
You go ahead and put your instruments back into your bag.
What about my rubber band group?
Just like a sixth grader.
Rubber band.
You can put your rubber band back in your
Do we get to
Okay.
keep these baggies of instruments?
No,
Oh.
but you can,
Maybe mom will.
oh, then what? Oh, you can, yes, you will get to take them.
Yes, we get to take them. And stop.
That was. Hello? Hello?
Not a bridge.
All right,
Yeah.
so set the supplies aside, they're gonna clean up their supplies, take a couple of minutes, look at your evaluation form, make some notes for them so that we can share out.
All right. So,